rushing to go nowhere. Yep. Somebody was going too fast. Yep. A good weekend so far. A blessed weekend out here being safe. It's kind of windy out here. It's still hot, but it's windy. But yeah, it's a lot of strange stuff going on, y'all. I think we are something. I don't know what it is. I think I just have not been able to get any type of sleep. And I've been real restless. I'll doze off for a few hours and then wake right back up. And I'm just feeling real restless, like something is in the air. I can feel something about to happen. Something's about to take place. I don't know if it's all this talk about these generals getting together and being called to Quantico up there at the FBI headquarters or what. I don't know what it is. But I don't know. Are we on the verge of war or something? I don't understand what's happening. But I've been real restless about something. Something is just really when something's weighing on me, and it's not me. Or maybe it is something's going on with me, but it's something else. It's something going on that I'm just feeling, and I'm taking it in, whatever it is, with something or somebody. I'm taking it in. But anyway. It's an earthquake, they said, hit in Portland, Oregon, I think. Hit in some parts of Oregon. It's like a 5-point-something earthquake. It was violent enough that they felt it in Oregon. But then it was another one, I think they said, hit in San Francisco or close by San Francisco. It's like that fault line is shaking now. It's like, yeah, that fault line is shaking. That San Andreas whatever in San Francisco, they said it's been 2 quakes. I think it was like a 4.1 and then like a 5-point-something in California and Oregon on that west coast. It's shaking over there. It's rumbling up there, over there on that west coast. Then there's a wildfire that has broken out in the Pacific Northwest somewhere here in the States. So something is, I don't know, it's something about to happen. I'm just real restless. Because all this war talk, man, it's getting serious now. Because they've agreed, I don't know, Trump said that they've worked out some deal with Gaza to where they're probably going to agree to divide some of that land. And then he said something about he's not going to allow Israel to annex Judea and Samaria. First of all, that ain't Trump's land. That's not Trump's place to be telling Israel nothing about that land over there. That's the Holy Land. That's God's holy land, promised land that he promised to the seeds of Abraham, to his chosen people. So you don't tell Israel what to do with that land over there. So whatever this 21-point peace plan that Trump has implemented, that he said they're about to work out some type of deal with Gaza, with Palestine. He said that he has completed a 21-point peace plan that might entail splitting that land so they can end the war. He said something about they want to get the hostages released too. There's 20 more hostages that they want released, and they want to completely put Hamas out of power. Netanyahu was here in the States meeting with Trump about this 21-point peace plan. So Netanyahu may have agreed to this plan. So whatever's going on, something is about to happen. They've already had the UN vote on the 22nd. They had a vote on the 12th to endorse the two-state solution. Then on the 22nd, they had the vote where I think 150 nations or 160 nations at the UN Assembly agreed to implement the two-state solution. So Netanyahu addressed the assembly, but they all got up and walked out. That's just fulfilling the Bible prophecy that it said that the whole world is going to turn on Israel. That incident, that event where they all got up and walked out when he was trying to address the UN, the United Nations Assembly, that's prophecy being fulfilled. And like I told y'all about this guy Joshua, who sat up there and lied and said Jesus told him that he was coming back, he's taking his church away, and the rapture is going to happen on the 23rd. That lie was just another fulfillment of biblical prophecy, of Bible prophecy, where it said false prophets will come and deceive the Lord's elect. Because if you're waiting and you're believing on him that Jesus is going to come back, that means you are the Lord's elect, because you believe that your Lord and Savior is going to come back and get you and take you away from here before the rapture. So you're the Lord's elect, and he deceived you when he said that Jesus came and told him that on the 23rd the rapture is going to happen. That is the biggest lie. Jesus ain't never told nobody on the day that he's going to return to snatch his church away. He ain't never told nobody when he was going to come back on the second coming, when he touched down on Mount Olive in Israel. He has not told nobody that. So anytime somebody is telling you that Jesus told them that, they're a false prophet. Point blank, period. So that fulfills prophecy about the false prophets in the last day. Jesus said that himself in Matthew 24, verse 24. Chapter 24, verse 24. That there will be false prophets that will come and tell you that, come in my name and say that I'm coming back. And he said, no man knows the hour. So that lets you know that that is another Bible prophecy, another end time prophecy that has been fulfilled when this person told y'all that to get ready on the 23rd, because Jesus was coming back and we was going to be with Jesus, and it didn't happen. Bible prophecy further fulfilled. So don't be disappointed, because we're still in the last days, because all of this stuff is unfolded right before our eyes. What happened at the UN this week? The blowing of the shofars. That was on the 24th. I don't know why in my other video I said it was on the Sabbath, on the Saturday. No, it didn't happen on the Saturday. It happened on the 24th, which was this week. What was that, Monday or Tuesday? I thought it was going to happen on the Saturday. I don't know why it fell. I thought it fell on the Saturday. No, it did not. It happened on the 24th, the blowing of the shofars. In Israel, the 100 trumpets, the Feast of Trumpets, that's what it's called. That happened in Israel. The autumn equinox, that happened on the 23rd, or was it the 22nd, the first day of fall. A lot of things has taken place, y'all. So, but anyway, just know that when this guy, Joshua, told everybody this lie, a lot of people got disappointed. A lot of people, they probably, wanted to fall away from the faith. And, it's just that you have to understand that Jesus himself said that there will be false prophets that will come along and will deceive the Lord's elect. So don't be discouraged, don't be disappointed, because that's just a further fulfilling of the prophecies, y'all, the end time prophecies. But I do feel that, like I said, this voting and this peace plan to split the Holy Land, something is on the verge of happening, y'all. Something is on the verge of happening. I don't know if Europe and Russia is about to go to war, or if Russia and NATO is about to go to war. And if Russia and NATO go to war, then that puts us, the United States, in the war. So, I don't know, something's going to happen. Because Russia has strong allies, too, against NATO. They have India, Iran, and China, and North Korea as strong allies if they do go to war. So Russia's not, and the nuclear power plant, the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which is the largest power plant in Europe, has been without power. Something has malfunctioned on that power plant for the past 3 days. I think it's without power, or one of the air conditionings or the fans or something. Something has failed in that power plant, and it's been 3 days, and they're afraid, they're scared that it might be another Chernobyl or something out there in Europe. Europe is about to go through something. I don't know. And pay attention to that. Something is on the verge of happening. I don't know what it is. Something is about to happen in the next few days. Something major is about to happen. I don't know what it is. Something's about to happen. I ain't been able to. My rest has been kind of shaky. My sleeping pattern has been messed up. So, but anyway, yeah, the earthquakes and stuff was quaking up over there on the West Coast. That's not good, because they keep talking about the West Coast is about to get hit with a big one, and they talking about a 10 point earthquake on the Richter. They said they're about to get hit with a big one over there on the West Coast, and they've had back-to-back 5 and 4 magnitude earthquakes. I don't know, y'all. It's something. But anyway, I hope y'all are being safe out here. Pay attention to the things that's going on in the news. We're always supposed to keep watch. That's what Jesus said. Keep watch. Stay prepared. We don't know what day the rapture is going to happen. We don't know when Jesus is going to come back. So you just have to prepare. Be ready, at any given moment. So if you are saved, then just keep watch. Stay prayed up. If you got loved ones who are not saved, continue to pray for them and ask the Lord, to deliver them, to draw them to Him. But other than that, that's all we can do. We have to pay attention to the things that are going on around us, to the events. Now, y'all know a lot of people talk about, don't watch the news. The news is always going to have you feeling bad, depressed, and paranoid. No, you have to constantly watch the news, y'all, because these world events are the signs, that's letting us know that, this is the end. We're in the last days. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, y'all better keep watch. Pay attention. Pay attention. With the war, with the weather, with all this wickedness that's happening, with this Charlie Kirk stuff. Yeah, it's a lot going on. What they said, a guy where was the guy that shot the 3 cops? He shot 3 police. I think he shot 5 and 3 died or something. Yeah, he shot 3 police. But that was after I told y'all that the guy in the little small town in Georgia, rural Georgia, shot the sheriff in the face. He shot the sheriff, but he didn't shoot the deputy. Boy, these people is going crazy. But it's been actually, I think, oh yes, and now they're saying that since Israel attacked Gaza or bombed Gaza, they're saying we're on high alert now because the Muslims, hands off Palestine. Okay, there's a sign in somebody's yard. The Muslims are telling the Muslims over here in America to attack Christian churches. So they said that we might be faced with some domestic terrorist acts because of, in retaliation for what is happening over in Gaza. There's a recent bombing or something that happened in Gaza. That's why Trump is trying his best to work out a peace plan, because I told y'all this months ago that there are sleeper cells that are ready to be awakened, are ready to be activated over here. And as soon as all they're doing is preparing themselves and laying low until they get the word. That's all they're waiting on. And this could be a thing. They're talking about getting all those generals together. There could be a thing that that might be what they're preparing for. They got intel saying that the Muslims, the Palestinians, the Arabs, or whatever, have told them to start attacking Christian churches over here. It could be something like that in the air. I don't know what it is. But there's something else too. Something else. Is that? And something else. But yeah, this is really weird. Something's in the air. Something in the milk ain't clean, y'all. What the old folks say, the dead cat on the line somewhere. Something is about to happen. In lighter news, Ray J has got a sexual. Looks like Ray J is the next up on the accusations. He's up there, cutting the fool, acting up on, what's the little boy, Kai Cenat stream. He ain't no little boy. That man about 30 years old. He just act real childish and young. But they said that, Ray J got him a charge coming. And then he's making accusations and charges against the Kardashians about some RICO stuff that's going on. What is really going on with this world? People done went stone plumb fool crazy. So we'll see what Ray J is talking about with the RICO against the Kardashians. Is he just talking for attention again, or is he really saying he's working with the feds and he's about to bring them up on some RICO charges? I don't know. We'll see. But that's what the thing is now that he's saying. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if it is, ain't no telling what them folks is doing, because, hey, them folks got to do some things to get to where they are and to have what they have. So I ain't gonna say what, Ray J might be, he might have something, I don't know. We'll see. But then, awful funny, he says that, but then now, this boy then came with some accusations against Ray J. Since Ray J said that he was about to bring some RICO charges against the Kardashians, now Ray J is getting charges, getting accused of SA, or, fondling one of Kai Cenat's friends or something. It's really weird. It's a lot of weird stuff going on, y'all. That's why I said y'all got to stay prayed up, pay attention, stay prayed up. Pay attention and pray. Please, just pray, because Lord Jesus it may be that God is just like, you know what, just go on and get my people, because I'm just sick of this. I got to let them know who I am. Just tell Jesus, you know what, it's time to go on ahead and do what I need to do. Shut this mug down, to let these people know, because what happens is, after the rapture will be the tribulation, and that is the time of God's judgment and wrath during the tribulation. So we'll see. Voddie Baucham, Voddie, the pastor, he passed away. Voddie Baucham, only 56. I didn't know he was that young. He's only 56 years old. Passed away of a sudden emergency. But then I read that he had a heart condition. Voddie Baucham, am I saying his name right? He had a heart condition, but Voddie didn't believe in the rapture. He did not believe in the rapture. He just believed that Jesus was going to come back. So, I mean, that means he still believed in Jesus Christ and he was his Lord and Savior, and he believed Jesus was going to return. And he did believe that Jesus was born of a virgin. So, Voddie is good. He's in the presence of the Lord right now. Or he's sleeping Christ, so he's good. But yeah, Voddie passed away. Somebody else passed away. Assata Shakur. Assata Shakur. Now, I don't know what Assata's religion was at the time of her death, but she was 78 years old. She lived a long life in exile in Cuba. She is a fugitive because they framed her, claimed that she murdered that trooper that pulled her and the other, who pulled her and Sundiata Acoli and Zaid Shakur over. And they claimed that Assata murdered one of the troopers. So when she busted out of prison back in, I think it's 79, she's been on the run and been in exile and been a fugitive ever since then. So Assata was on the run for a good probably 40, 50 years. She was 78, and I think she was like 35 or something. She's on the run for a long time, since 79. That's over 40 years she's been on the run in Cuba. Fidel Castro protected her. The Castro regime, his brother Raul, after he took over, he protected her too. And still the president down there still saying ain't nobody coming down there getting nobody from Cuba. So, yeah, she passed away. I mean, I hope she was, believed in Jesus Christ, but she was a strong sister, I can tell you that. I read her book, and I couldn't believe some of the things that she had to endure. She was shot 3 times, and they beat her, wouldn't give her proper medical care. I mean, they really put her through it when she was injured, after that incident in New Jersey on that turnpike. Sundiata Acoli, he did. I think he was one of the longest serving inmates in the in the American penal system. One of the longest serving ones, because I think he did like 68 years. He served 67, 68 years, and they let him out on a compassionate release, like in 2023, and he died shortly after that. He didn't get to enjoy freedom at all. No. Sundiata Acoli, I think one of them is still alive that's been in there a long time and got dementia. But it was him. Zaid Shakur died. They killed him during the shootout. He died. And they charged Assata and Sundiata Acoli with his murder and the murder of the trooper too. But yeah, Sundiata Acoli, I think he died in 2023. One of those guys lived only... No, Russell McGee. That's who I'm getting him confused with. The guy that was trying to bust George Jackson out of prison and did the courtroom heist in Marin County, I think. That's the other guy, Russell McGee. I think they let him out, and I think he only lived like 2 to 3 months, and then he died. But it's one of them they just let out, and I think he had dementia, so they let him out on a compassionate release. See, they'll let him out on a compassionate release when they get old and infirm, because they don't want to have to care for them. So they'll let him out to the care of their relatives or whatever, because it costs too much to take care of them, because they have a lot of illnesses and stuff, especially if they have dementia. So yes, but Assata Shakur, she's transitioned, but she was on the run for a long time. Can you imagine living 40, 50 years of your life looking over your shoulder? Because she was on the run, but she had $1 million. I think at first it was $1 million. I think Christina Todd Whitman, the governor of New Jersey, and then Chris Christie, when he was the governor of New Jersey, they put a $1 million bounty on her head, and then they raised it. They upped it. I think Trump or Biden, one of them, upped it to $2 million to bring her back. So she was constantly looking over her head, because she didn't know if bandit bounty hunters would come down there in Cuba and try to bring her back for that $2 million. So she died looking over her shoulder. But yeah, she was in Cuba at the time. She passed away. They said she just had some health. They didn't go into details about her health issues, but they said she had health issues, and she was, just her advanced old age is her cause of death. She had one daughter. I think her daughter's my age, like 51 or something like that. I think her daughter was born in 74 like me. But she had one child, one daughter. But yeah, that was amazing. She lived an extraordinary life. That's all I can say. An extraordinary life. I can't wait to see the movie or the documentary that they make about her, because it is the book was good. So I can imagine if they do that book any justice, the movie is going to be good too. So, but yeah, a lot of people leaving here. A lot of crazy stuff going on as days go by. It just getting weirder and weirder. So I just say, y'all, just stay prayed up, be prepared. Oh yeah, and the Joshua Falls prophet, now he pushed the date back. He pushed the date back and said, no, I was wrong. I'm going by the Gregorian calendar. I was going by the wrong calendar, and now I'm going by the Gregorian calendar. And Jesus is not going to come back until October 7th. So this he didn't change the date now. First he said it was the 23rd of September. Now he's saying that Jesus is going to come back on the October the 7th. So he pushed it back a couple of more weeks. Y'all, don't pay attention to that foolishness. No man knows the hour. So what happens October 7th if he's wrong again? Then what? I don't know. I think it might be October. I mean the 2026 or something. What is he gonna lie and say? What after the 7th and it don't happen? Then what? What is going to be the excuse then? Gregorian calendar, whatever calendar. He don't know what he's talking about. He's lying. He's a false prophet. I don't care what anybody says. Stay prayed up and be prepared for Jesus to come back any day, at any moment, like the Bible says, in the twinkling of an eye. Okay, y'all? So anyway, I've been going 25 minutes. I'm going to stop right here. Pay attention, y'all. Keep watch and have a safe and blessed weekend. Peace. Okay, y'all. So I'm back. You know what? Something else I wanted to mention. I am just really developing a low tolerance for being in the city, in a living in the city. The older I get, because I'm just seeing more and more these people are strung out on these drugs really, really bad, and these people are just flat out laying out on the streets and on the bus stop. They have to take up some of the bus stops here in Kansas City where I'm at, because these people will be laying out just flat out on the bus stop where people can't even catch the bus, or they would just be riding the bus all day because the buses are free here for now, and they'll ride the bus all day long, just harassing people on the buses, asking them for money and stuff, and that's just not a safe situation for anybody. Because y'all see what happened in North Carolina with the young lady. A demon cut that girl's throat and killed her. But remember, that happened like 2-3 years ago when a homeless man, killed 2 people on the subway in Chicago. It's just getting so dangerous, y'all. Remember that happened? And then also, when you think about it, that migrant, that illegal, set that woman on fire on the subway in New York. So what is up with all this violence that's going on these public transit systems, the subways? This has happened, in recent years. It's not even safe to ride the subways anymore. So I said all that to say this: with all the zombie apocalypse that's happening with these people so fitted out on this meth and this fentanyl and this wet and stuff, because Lord knows what they put in these street drugs now, that they got these people walking around here like zombies, to the point that Trump is now saying he's going to deploy National Guard troops to Portland now. He said he just sent them to Memphis, and I think they said them Negroes in Memphis stole one of the National Guard's tanks, or the military's tanks in Memphis. I don't know how true that is, but they claim them Negroes stole one of the tanks, the Army tank in Memphis. But anyway, Trump deployed them, and now he's going to send them to Portland because it's just a mess. These cities are becoming just, I don't know. I really don't know what the heck is going on. It's a mess, and it just makes me want to just get out of the city. Like the Bible says, flee the cities, get out of the city, because there's too much chaos going on in these cities, and I just want to go like on the outskirts like Lot did. Remember, Lot said the angels told Lot, get your family and get up out of here. Leave your house, leave everything, get your family, and y'all get up out of here. Don't look back. That's what making me want to, as days go by, and as this society it devolves, it makes me want to get out of the cities. Literally get out of the cities. I don't want to go off into the woods nowhere and get ate up by no bears or nothing, but it just makes me want to get out of the cities. Get away from all the hustle and bustle, because it's just too dangerous now. The way things can happen, and stuff can change on a dime. It can turn on a dime in the way things are now. You just never know. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to say that too, because I'm just driving, just going to go get something to eat for the evening, and go back in before it get dark. And it's just, you can't even go places and drive around without seeing people just spread out on the street. And I mean white folks. This is black and white. And it's just white folks now in the heart of the ghetto now, y'all, because gentrification is happening in the cities too, where white folks are returning to the cities, the inner cities. It used to be white flight, and they were out in the suburbs and would be caught dead, in certain areas of the city. That's not happening anymore, and not here in my city. You see white folks 2-3 o'clock in the morning walking dogs on the intersections begging for money with the dog. You see them out on the bus stops and stuff, just laid out on the bus stop, just spread out. I want to go to what you call it, Save-A-Lot, get some pop. But you see them just laid out, black and white, just on it, going off that dope. Hispanics too. There was an Asian man. First time I've ever seen an Asian person standing begging for $1. An Asian person. I wonder if he's on drugs or something, and his family probably don't deal with him or something, because I've never seen an Asian person standing out begging, because usually Asians stick together, and they don't have to be out on the street begging because they stick together and they pool their resources and stuff. They're a very cohesive community. So that was very unusual to see an Asian person begging. I've never saw that before in my life. But that's let you know it's getting bad. It's getting bad. The layoffs. Oh yeah, that's another thing I forgot to talk about. The layoffs. They're going to have a government shut. They think that they're going to have a government shutdown. They think that's imminent. It's going to happen. And they're saying that a lot of the federal workers are going to lose their jobs. More federal workers are going to lose their jobs because of this government shutdown that they said they almost know is going to happen. What else? Starbucks laid off close to 1,000 people. I think it was 900. Starbucks have laid off 900 people and have closed. They're going to close a lot of stores. AT&T, they said AI just laid off a bunch of people. And they said this is just the beginning with AI. They said a lot of folks are going to be displaced out of their jobs because of AI. A lot of y'all that's working in customer service jobs where you're on the phone or whatever, AI is about to take your jobs. So prepare yourselves. A lot of you white collar workers and stuff, in those management positions and stuff, they said y'all are going to be affected too. Middle management people like that, they said that AI is going to displace a lot of white collar jobs, a lot of customer service jobs, even with the cashiers in the restaurants and stuff. AI is going to displace a lot of those jobs. So they say within the next 2 to 5 years, a lot of people are going to be out of work, and they said what they think is going to happen, they're going to have to implement the universal basic income if enough people are out here unemployed, because guess what's going to happen? Crime is going to get worse. Drug use is going to get worse. Homelessness is going to get worse. Everything is going to get worse. America will devolve into a dystopia if mass layoffs keep happening. So, like Elon Musk was saying, there's going to have to be a need for universal basic income. Now, I did like that. What he was saying, Elon Musk was saying, yeah, we're going to use AI to our advantage. He said that, we should use AI to do the redundant, low-skilled jobs. Let the machines do those jobs where people can focus on doing more creative jobs that they actually like. Instead of doing all those redundant mechanical type jobs, let the AI do that. So we can focus on doing things that we actually have a passion for. And he said if not, if AI continues to take all these jobs, he said that, there's going to be a need, there's going to be a need for universal basic income. But you know what that universal basic income is going to do? It's going to usher in the mark of the beast, because like I said when I posted earlier on my Facebook, what's going to happen is if they implement a universal basic income, it's going to be to where it's going to be, okay, you got a universal basic income. They're not going to make the plastic cards, the government cards, when you go to ATM and get it and stuff. They're not going to do that. What they're going to do is you're going to take that mark of the beast in your forehead or in your right hand, like the Bible said, and you're not going to be able to get your universal basic income unless you accept that mark. That's what's going to happen. And they're going to have ATMs where you're just going to be able to just go and put your handprint or your forehead print. It's going to scan your hand or your forehead. That's how it's going to be for you to go and get your money, access your funds or to buy and sell, they're going to take all the ATMs and the cash registers and stuff, and they're going to replace it with those scanners to where they can scan your body for the mark of the beast, so that you can be able to buy food and pay for your basic necessities and get your universal basic income. That's how they're going to be able to control you. So, there was something else that was about these billionaires, about these rich folk. There's something else. Oh, Elon Musk's father is being brought up on pedophilia charges. Now they're saying that Elon Musk's father has touched kids. It's crazy. This is weird. It's crazy. It is really crazy. But I think that's about it. Oh, James Comey was indicted. But they say they don't think that's not gonna go anywhere. They said he's probably gonna get those charges dismissed. They don't think that's gonna go anywhere. Now they're saying that Trump is on a war path, going after all the people that went after him. You know, when he got voted out of office, no, they was going after him when he was in office. So they said that now he's on a war path and he's going after all those people that went after him when he was in office. So, yeah, they said expect more indictments, expect more firings, all that good stuff. It's just getting crazy in this world, and I'm just, I want to have patience so that as many people can get saved as possible before Jesus comes. But at the same time, y'all, I'm so ready for the Lord to come and get us up out of here, because it's just getting crazy, man. I'm telling you, things are just really getting crazy, and I'm just, we have to be patient and allow as many people to get as saved as possible. A lot of our loved ones are still lost and stuff. We have to be patient and have to endure through all of this. But a lot of us are just so ready for the Lord to come and just take us and get us away from here. But okay, y'all. All right. I'm trying to think, what do I have a taste for? I kind of want to beef on buns from Kate's. I don't know. But yeah, y'all. All right. I'm going to try to get on in the house. But be safe out here, y'all, and be blessed.